When you come to America, you might get stuck in some crappy situations because we go to the bathroom different here than other parts of the world. So let's think of some solutions for better flow when you gotta go. Today I want to discuss a very important topic, which sometimes is hush-hush, but going to the bathroom. We do it every day, but around the world it's very different. And in America, we have very different cultures and customs, especially in the potty. So I'm gonna give you guys 5 helpful things, 5 helpful tips that you need to make a better, more comfortable experience in the restroom. The very first thing that's gonna save your life going to the bathroom in America is the jet spray. This thing is a lifesaver. I was skeptical when I first moved to India about using the jet spray. I was nervous, like wet, because in America, we think wet is not clean. We think wet is dirty. So the fact of using this kind of freaked me out when I first lived in Asia. But after some time, I tried it out and I fell in love. This was a lifesaver, especially when you're sick, especially when you've got deli belly or curry fury. This thing saves your hiney. So you can easily install these. They work great. You can get these online for about 30 bucks or so, $25, $30. I'll share some links. And I have a whole separate video for how to easily install these. You can do it yourself, DIY, in just 15 minutes. You can hook it up and then you have a ready to go bidet, jet spray. There's very fancy bidets that you can also hook up. All those fancy Japanese ones, those are available too for however high-end you want. But the jet spray is gonna save your life in America. Make sure you install one in your toilet, in your apartment. You're gonna love it. Also, when you're not at home, you can get a travel or bidet to go. These are little squirt bottles, again, maybe 15, 20 bucks online. You can throw it in your backpack or your suitcase if you're traveling or on campus. Another great way when you're not at home to get fully clean, fully rinsed down there with your little travel bidet. So make sure you get one of these too when you're on the go, when you gotta go. Hey friends, welcome to Chine Coaching. I'm Rob, and at Chine Coaching, we're all about helping you thrive and succeed in your cross-cultural journey. We usually focus on things like study abroad, visas and immigration, job search, but today we're doing a cultural deep dive on doing your business. Not your work business, but your plumbing business. We're gonna be talking about the 5 things that you need to go for a better, easier, more comfortable experience, especially if you're coming from other cultures, Eastern cultures, whether you're from Africa, Asia, Latin America, Middle East, your toilet experience is gonna be usually very different than us in America. People are shocked when they come to America, they don't know what to do, or they get hurt. So we're gonna help sort those things out and help you out. All right, item number 2 I wanna tell you guys about is what's called a Squatty potty, a step and go, or a step stool for a more ergonomic experience. So this is mine from home. Again, it gets you in a more natural squatting position, helps you have a more comfortable experience on the toilet as well. If you're used to an Asian toilet, or what us Americans call a squatty potty in your home country, this is gonna feel more natural than your legs, hanging down, being hunched over like this. You don't want to actually squat on the toilet, but this gets your legs up, gets you in a more natural position. It's easier to go, easier to flow. These are just plastic, not very expensive. Again, you can get these online for 10 to 30 bucks. We're gonna share some links. Get one of these and it's gonna make you feel just more natural, more like home, more comfortable when you've gotta go. Make sure you get one of these for your apartment. The third thing that you need to survive in America in the bathroom is flushable wipes. This is not a sponsored video. I'm not getting paid by any of these companies, but this is just what helps me and my international student friends. And flushable wipes are clutch. You can get these big refill packs at Walmart, Target, the grocery store. You can get them online. You can get a little travel pack to keep in your backpack or suitcase when you're traveling or on campus. Then you can also get a nice little storage box, which you can sit here on your shelf or on the back top of your toilet. But again, this keeps it moist. You just, grab in. Let me get the edge there. Don't worry, there's some in here. You pull it out, and this container, because it seals, keeps them nice and moist. It's similar to a baby wipe, but it's wet, it's cool. You use it, but you can flush it. So these are flushable. Again, you don't throw it in the dustbin, but these are great. It's kind of a nice halfway in between toilet paper and jet spray. So if you're traveling, you don't have the jet spray or have water, these flushable wipes are clutch. Maybe if you have to use toilet paper first, follow up with this thing later, you know, to kind of finish cleaning everything up. But these are great. Make sure you order some of these. Go buy these at the store. These will save your booty. One thing to check, depending on where you are in America, some of the much older construction, the plumbing isn't as good. So always double check whether these things can be flushed down the pipes or the toilets before you use them. But most of America, it's safe to use. They're biodegradable, not gonna mess up the plumbing or clog up your toilet. So these wipes will go just for a few bucks. Maybe, you know, there's economy packs where you can get several of these, you know, for 20, 25 bucks. Not super expensive, but great to have around. So my friends, if this has been helpful, please like this video to say thanks and cheers. We want to help you guys be successful in your journey. Let us know the feedback. And our chai question for you guys is, what helps you to go to the bathroom easier here in America? What tricks do you have? Which of these items do you use? Is there one that I'm missing? Let us know in the comments, but tell us what things, what items help you have a better, more comfortable bathroom experience when you got to go in the US. Our fourth item you want to really consider is Poo-Pourri. This is a before you go spray. Poo-Pourri is kind of the most famous brand. They've got other kind of knockoff brands as well. But what you do is before you go, you actually lift up the seat, take this that's got a little spritzer, and you just give one squirt. If it's going to be real bad, maybe two, but it actually kind of provides what they call a aromatic protective layer on the water, and it traps in the odors and the smell. So I know there's like room freshener sprays that you spray after going, but this is the before you go. It actually prevents the smells from going out. So if you've got roommates, if you have people over for a party or a function, or you know there's someone you're attracted to and you don't want to embarrass them with your smell, these are great things to have just to be courteous and respectful and keep odors in check in your room, in your apartment with your roommates. And again, these are travel size, so you can easily take them with you, you know, in your backpack, in your luggage. And I checked on Amazon, you can get 2 of these for about 15 bucks. But I'm sure there's other options and things out there as well, and I'll share some links for you guys. And the fifth and final thing you'll need to be successful in the bathroom here in America is actually toilet paper. You need to learn how to use this. You need to have it in your home for guests, because there's gonna be a lot of places you go in the US where this is your only option. Now there's some international students, they come here, they start using this only, and they actually get hurt, they get chafing, they get rashes. So again, these other items can help kind of, you know, soften the transition, but at least you gotta know what to do. First, my best tip is get the good stuff. Don't get the cheap stuff, because that's going to hurt you even more. Start off buying the better quality stuff that'll be softer, less harmful, and it'll ease that transition. Some things with toilet paper, you know, there's different opinions. Some people like it to go over. Some people like to go under. Let me know your preferred way in the comments. But your skills of using toilet paper depends on how many squares you have to use. You know, maybe start just with, you know, 6 squares, you know, and don't wad it up. That's gonna cause a problem. It makes it harder to use. Instead, fold it. So maybe 1 fold, 2 fold, wipe. Oops, we're sliding here. Wipe, you know, then you can pinch it over one more time, wipe again. And toilet paper always goes in the toilet, not in the dustbins. I know lots of other places in the world, especially developing countries, the plumbing can't handle the paper, so the toilet paper goes in the dustbin. Doesn't go here, goes in the toilet. And then if you've made progress, you know, maybe then you just take 4 squares or 3 squares, or even, you know, it just takes 2 final squares to finish up. Once you're done with this, you get a wet wipe for the final cleansing, and then you're good to go. When you're using public bathrooms, the majority of places in America, you know, when you have public bathrooms, they're gonna be decent. They're gonna have toilet paper, but always double check before you sit down. Maybe it's run out, maybe they haven't, you know, refilled it yet. Maybe the toilet hasn't been cleaned that day and something happened. So always double, triple check, you know, use common sense when using public bathrooms. And toilet paper, again, comes in all sorts of prices based on the sizes, the quantity, the quality. You know, you could spend $5 just for a few rolls, you know, $30 for an ultra economy pack. So there's a big price range depending on how big the bundle is, how many rolls, the quality of the thickness, you know, try out the good stuff first to see if you like it, and then you can work towards the cheaper stuff and see what your booty likes to handle. I want to wrap up with a couple extra bonus tips. The first thing is, again, do not squat. Don't, get up. Oh, I'm gonna fall, so I'm not gonna do that for you guys. But don't squat on the toilet. It's not hygienic. You don't want your feet or shoes up there. Again, lift it all the way up if you're going number 1, men, and then, make sure you use this one for going number 2. But yeah, don't stand, don't squat on here. You just sit with your hiney. If you want more of a squatting position, again, use the Squatty or the step and go footstools. These are really helpful. Again, toilet paper always goes in the toilet, not in the dustbins. And then again, another tip for going to the public bathrooms, in the shopping mall, in the college campus, make sure the door is locked. Sometimes the doors don't always lock very well, or maybe the lock is broken. So the worst thing you want is to be doing your business and the door swings open, or if someone, accidentally opens the door, that can be pretty embarrassing. So always double, triple check the locks in the public bathrooms here. All right, so we covered 5 items you need to survive. We've got the jet spray, the footstools, the wet wipes, the Poo-Pourri spray, the TP. Again, let us know what's your favorite, which helps you the most, or is there one that we're missing? And let us know what you learned. Was there something new? What was helpful? And I just want to welcome you guys, especially the new students, to America. Hopefully this makes it an easier transition. This isn't a culture shock. Best of luck. So hopefully these 5 items are going to help you guys have a great experience, not just studying and living, but whenever you got to use the loo. And again, make sure you're following us on social media for other great tips and resources, Instagram, LinkedIn. We've got a great e-newsletter as well with lots of practical tips and resources. Thanks for tuning in. I know this is a unique video, not normal like most of them, but we want to help you guys out. We'll see you guys next time at Cheyenne Coaching. Cheers, everybody.